Thank you very much, Mr. Yuan, Master of Ceremonies. Of course, allow me to recognize Father Hilton Bonas. Also, today's featured speaker, Dr. James Armstrong. Of course, former Assemblyman for Bukulambo, a man I respect and admire, Mr. William Mackenzie and Mrs. Mackenzie. Members of this parish, this church, supporters of this event, fellow patriotic Tobagonians and Trinidadians. Let me start by congratulating the persons responsible, of course the committee members and all the organizers of this 16th installment of the Ancestral Walk. Give them a round of applause. And of course, based on my experience today, I can in fact say that this event, this particular installment, was well planned and well executed. But you know, as I made the walk myself from Mt.Pleasant to St. Patrick's, you know, it wasn't only an opportunity to burn some calories, although I don't seem to have much, but it was an opportunity to reflect. And I did in fact reflect on, you know, what it was like for those slaves who had to make that particular journey with bricks and maybe other materials for the purpose of building this church. Many of us made the walk, and maybe for most of us it was an easy journey. We didn't have bricks, some had blocks, I recognize, wooden blocks. Some had nice sneakers, some were barefoot, some had the opportunity to sip bottles of water and maybe Gatorade and Lucozade. And of course we had the opportunity to sing praises to God, you know, behind a music truck. But I want to suggest to us that maybe the individuals back then, the slaves, Jean Lovell and others, they didn't have it as easy as we had it today. And not only in that particular activity, but our ancestors, those that went before us, in many instances, they did not have it as easy. They were not as fortunate as we are today. And therefore, as we pay respect to them, you know, in the form of this ancestral walk, we must not only reflect on the fact that they, you know, encountered a number of challenges, surpassed great hardship, and would have put out great effort to realize the objective of building this church. We must also recognize and reflect on their qualities and attributes. Because I want to suggest to us that as an island, as Tobagonians, we are slowly losing those critical and positive attributes that defined Tobagonians back then. The attributes of hard work, the attributes of selflessness, the attributes of looking out for one another. And I want to suggest that as we move forward as a people, as we move forward as an island, in order for us to develop in the way in which we would desire to develop, it's important for us to rekindle those attributes. And I'm sure we all know that as a nation we are experiencing tough times, tough economic times, and maybe we here in Tobago are fortunate enough that we are not yet experiencing some of the challenges that they are experiencing in Trinidad. But of course, as an island and as a people, we must begin to prepare for those tough times that are ahead. And therefore, I want to urge us as a church, as a community, and as a people to once again make a greater effort to relive and rekindle those attributes that our forefathers had that made them the great Tobagonians that they were. We must once again begin to look out for each other, not only our fellow church brothers and sisters, but our neighbors and our neighbors' children. We must once again begin to, relive those values of hard work. Of course, as we all know, the Bible says, by the sweat of man's brow shall he what? Eat bread. And of course, based on my experiences as a politician, it is not hard for me to recognize that most of us as Tobagonians do not want to work hard. I'm sure many of us living in the various communities, we recognize that the drains, the side of the roads, are not clean and pristine as they used to be before. And I must not leave without telling you about this experience. As a child growing up, there were 2 individuals responsible for cleaning the entire village of Buku. And every morning when I got up to go to school, there were 2 individuals, Miss Beryl Trim, may God bless her soul, may she continue to rest in peace, and Mr. Michael Leet. And they had the responsibility of cleaning the entire street. And they will come out with their wheelbarrows and their hard brooms, and they will scrub the drains to ensure that every ounce of moss was removed. And I want to suggest that you take a walk to the same Buku Point, where we now have hundreds of people employed to do the same task, and look at the condition of the streets. And therefore it sends a clear signal that as Tobagonians we are losing our identity. We are losing our ability and willingness to work hard, and not only work hard but to work with a sense of pride. And therefore I want to suggest that a critical part of our heritage, a critical part of who we are, is in fact those critical attributes of hard work, selflessness, commitment, diligence, and tenacity that the Tobagonians of the past had. And therefore we who are living in the present must make a sincere effort to rekindle those attributes and ensure that they are once again instilled in the future generations. And therefore again it is a pleasure and a privilege to be a part of this exercise, and I urge all of us to not only enjoy what is here on offer, but also reflect on the past and do the necessary introspection to ensure that as a people we are able to adjust and really change the fortunes not only of this island, but of this nation, and by extension the world. Thank you very much.